Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the channel. Happy Sunday. So we are now several days past Lionsgate, a few days past the full moon in Aquarius. I have actually just updated a full moon in Aquarius energy report for my patrons over on Patreon. And I will be doing some more energy updates this month because I want to, there's some changes, some major changes happening August, September, October in particular, and of course beyond and into 2023. It's looking really good. But there is some, there's eclipse season coming up. There's some more astrology that we're contending with. There's a lot of things that are also being thrown in the mix that might kind of try to throw us off balance, as well as, of course, all the things that are happening externally. Some of you have asked me to talk more about that over on Patreon, so I will do so. I will start talking more about, it's difficult to do on here because everything is censored, so I have to be very mindful, unfortunately. But over on Patreon, I have a little bit more freedom. What I'd like to do is integrate a blog into my website, and then I can say whatever I would like to say. But you guys know how I feel, especially if you've been following me for a while. I have been called to reinstate the Twinflame readings. So I am now offering for a limited time. I don't know how long I'll be offering these, but I've been very heavily called recently to offer Twinflame readings again. So I am offering those on my website. I think I have 7 spots left for this round. And then I'm also offering soulmate or love readings if you're in a soulmate or a kindred type of relationship, or if you've met somebody and you're just wanting some insight into that connection. I also have a Twinflame workbook for sale, and I have several other readings that you can purchase online. And lastly, and I'm gonna hop right into the reading today, guys. Lastly, we are launching our October group coaching program. We'll be launching that in September. So stay tuned for that. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and just drop a like if this video helps you. It just helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps people find my channel organically. So it's very, very helpful for me. Everything has been done organically here with growth. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do, even if it's just a like, even if you're watching a video, if you're sharing the video, if you're subscribing, those are all so helpful. And of course, as always, thank you to my incredible moderators for all your help and support to others. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tune into today the Angels and Ancestors deck. And I was also called to bring in the Tarot deck, the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. So I've been bringing in some of my decks that maybe you haven't seen to try to switch things up a little bit. But what I'm feeling right now is a heightened energy, a very positive, hopeful, uplifting energy, more harmonious, more balanced than before. Last week was really intense, guys, with Lionsgate and then the full moon in Aquarius. And even though the full moon itself was a very positive event, there were some tense squaring motions and actions going on. Okay, we had the sun, the moon, north node, south node, all in a tense grand square to each other, or what they call grand cross. So that created some tension. In particular, it would have created tension with other people. It would have been a reminder to you, or it would have been something that would have been really smack dab in your face about how to not only stand up for yourself and have those healthy boundaries that we've been talking about for weeks here, or actually for probably a lot longer than that, but also to not tolerate things that you don't have tolerance for anymore. If something frustrates you, if something makes you angry, if somebody's stressing you out, you're cutting those things and people out of your life. So that came up with that grand cross energy there with the full moon in Aquarius. So very interesting. Full moon in Aquarius and then the Leo sun energy, a lot of energy connected to the solar plexus, a lot of energy connected to the heart. So it would behoove you at this time just to check in with your solar plexus, connected to the Leo energy, check into your heart, connected to the Aquarius energy, and just make sure that those chakras are clean and, moving smoothly and cleanly. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead and drop down some wisdom. Okay, we've got the release card. So we've got a major arcana card coming up. So let's see, that is... I believe this is the death card. Yeah, this is 13. This is the Scorpio card. Okay, so my Scorpion, sun, moon, rising out there, north node, south node. This is an energy for you. in particular, but it's an energy for everybody watching this reading. Endings that lead to new beginnings. Because with the death card, there's always a rebirth. It's never just the death. It's never just something dies or something stops. Something has to be reborn in its place, right? If, let's say, we go through the loss of a loved one, there's always a rebirth that happens. It's a rebirth of how do I live my life in the midst of this loss? How do I live my life moving through grief, moving through pain and heartache and heartbreak? And so there's always something on the other side of the pain and the grief and the loss and the perceived death, whether it's an actual physical death or whether it's more of a metaphysical death of the self or the ego, or if it's just a death of the world that you thought we were living in, right? The realization that things aren't actually what we were told they were in school and in history books and on the news and, by our parents who thought that they understood this world. And now we're coming to this deeper understanding of what is actually going on and what has actually been transpiring. So there's definitely the death of the former world, the death of who we thought we were, or what we thought we knew to be true. And this creates a lot of feelings of abandonment that are rising up for the feminine. Feelings of loss, feelings of being alone, like that very, very deep loneliness. So these are some of the things that you may be battling at this time. The need to release situations or people that hold you back. And that's exactly what I talked about over on Patreon with the Aquarius full moon energy forecast, and as well as that grand cross I was telling you about with the sun, moon, south node, north node energy. It's a really tense, it's a squaring energy. They're squaring each other at 90-degree angles. They're not speaking in harmony. It's not a fluent conversation. So they were having, challenges. And if you think of the sun and the moon representing the feminine, the masculine, the yin and the yang, then it makes sense that maybe things weren't so harmonious during this 8-8 portal between you and your feminine and your masculine, or the physical masculine and you, the physical feminine, or maybe you're the masculine watching. So I think that there could have been some tense situations. I know there was for me last week with a friend, and it got worked out okay, but there was just a lot of just like me trying to stay in my peace while this person was having like a temper tantrum due to external circumstances. And it was a very eventful night for me. And so I had to try to make sure that I stayed balanced and in my place of peace as much as possible, which isn't easy when you're surrounded by, negativity, or you're surrounded by that energy of it always tries to suck, the other people around it in. And we're all guilty of this from time to time, of being taken out of our peaceful energy or peaceful zone and bringing others around us down with us. So this is definitely a spiritual transformation, guys. We've been talking a lot about, not a lot, but we've been talking about the masculines and how they've been going through the spiritual transformation and how this is their year where they experience this from that higher perspective and higher vantage point. And that's true, that the masculine energy is now in this place of really acceptance of this connection, acceptance that they are a spiritual being having a human experience and not a human being having a spiritual experience. They're recognizing, it's the realization, the recognition, the remembrance of who they truly are, and understanding that they have a mission here, a very powerful and purposeful mission. And it's not just going to work every day and, cranking in the hours and rolling in the dough and buying the big house and, doing and buying these fancy clothes. Like their image has been tattered or shattered. And I think a lot of masculines are seeing that in the way in which their image is being reflected in the mirror. And guys, I've talked quite a bit actually about soulmates recently, because they're a very important and integral part of this journey. And you can deny it all you want, but soulmates are going to pop up for most people on this journey, because there are teachers, there are guides, there are partners, they're friends, they're companions, they're coworkers, they're all different types of soulmates. But it's very important that we release the label of who we think we're going to end up with or what we think this is going to be. These soulmates are coming in and they're teaching us powerful lessons. And one of the things they've taught us is to release this idea that I have to be with a counterpart. A soulmate can come in and you could feel an even stronger pull towards a soulmate at this time. Many of you have written me to thank me for creating these videos on soulmates and saying, I felt really seen, and thank you for the gift, by the way, you know who you are. Thank you for the light. Thank you for allowing me to be a lighthouse. Thank you for being a lighthouse yourself. And thank you for letting me know that my videos have impacted you. Several of you have reached out recently just to send me messages of support. And I don't know if people realize how important that is to readers, to know that people are impacted by the work that we're doing, because we're on the other side of this camera, and sometimes it feels like we're not sure if what we're doing is resonating, or we're not sure if it's having an impact, or we're not sure if, if we're like, are we really helping? Are we really, are we in this, not if we're in this together, because of course we're in this together, but bottom line is it's just really nice to have messages of support. So thank you guys so much for that inspiration and support. You have no idea. It came at the right time, because I've been going through a massive transformation myself in the work that I'm doing, the way in which I'm presenting my work. And for those of you still here and still supporting me, it means so very much as I go through this process and transformation of rediscovering myself and in this reinvention. And I'm no stranger to this. I am a Scorpio. This is my energy showing up here as well as many of you are Scorpios or have strong placement in Scorpios. But it's hard to do when you're on camera. It's hard to do when you're a content creator, because you know that you have to shift the way you do things, and you know it's going to ruffle some feathers, it's going to trigger people, but you also know you have to be true to yourself. So I know a lot of you are content creators also and are going through this very thing. A lot of you are healers as well, and you're going through this massive shift and change. So hang in there, guys. We're riding this wave together. And it's going to be good on the other side. We have the Two of Pentacles coming up over and over and over lately. Just over and over, multiple times. Yeah, juggling too many things. The need to bring balance in, the need to let go of certain things, the need to release things so that you can bring other things that are more aligned to your mission, to your true self, to your heart, to your soul. We want soul alignment. We want soul clients. We want soul jobs. We want soul careers. We want soul houses. We want soul pets. We want soul everything. We want it to be aligned with our soul, not with the human, not with that avatar. So the need to bring in a little bit more fun might be coming in for some of you, to let loose. And look, if it's a temporary pause, right, in your work or your clients, because a lot of you have been reporting that to me, things are just very quiet on that front, or things are quiet at work in general, take this opportunity to really dive back into meditation, or go into nature, or find a new hobby, or make new friends, or do something different. Show up for yourself in a different way than you normally would, so that you can take advantage of this energy rather than feeling stifled by it or feeling stuck. Because it kind of feels like stagnation or stuckness, but really what's happening is things are being washed out. We are releasing parts of ourselves that don't serve us, so that we can step into more of an authentic role as we serve the world, serve our mission, and serve others. Okay, so it looks like we have the Ace of I wanted to say Ace of Pentacles, but this is the Page of Pentacles. So this is exciting, because this is an energy that carries a lot of optimism. It's the Page of Wands. It carries a lot of optimism, a lot of hope, a renewal energy, creativity, passion. This is an energy, look, I mean, it's like you are lighting, your path is being lit. And even though it might feel, again, like tremendous setback, or just a long pause here, especially it's summer, and summer tends to feel, at least if you're in a hot area, summer tends to feel like it goes on forever, and it can feel even, it just feels frustrating, right? It can produce a frustrating energy. So everyone looks forward to fall. I think everyone looks forward to fall, in the energy of the leaves turning and the world shifting, the animals feeling it, we feel it. Like when I feel that first crisp energy of fall, I get excited and giddy. So I think that's what a lot of us are waiting for here is, okay, good, we're in August, let's get through September, let's get into fall, and let's enjoy this energy. Because yeah, I can definitely feel like the summer is forever. And yeah, you want it forever or eternal summer, when you're, when you're young.